Welcome to the Player Supreme Show here at ZenMac.com. I am your host, Player Supreme.
Yeah, it's the jump smokers with the stewie, ooey, ooey.
No one has ever done anything like this.
Yeah, fellas, welcome to another podcast show. I'm glad I took a break and I'm putting up the success shows to get your mind right for 2017. I want to see you guys all become a little bit more successful in your personal lives. Got a new member named Reaper, and I'm going to share some of his proof of game. Apparently he has some text up from his female. But first, he writes, I'm new to the site. I decided to finally check it out. I've been listening to Supreme since I was 18 years old. I first started watching him on YouTube. I have bought a lot of his products. I bought his Nightclub Dancing, 7 Steps, How to Make a Woman Come, mind-fucking book, his podcasts of past shows, his How to Dress for Men consultation with Jovina. I bought all of these products for self-improvement and personal growth. Good man. That's my type of fellow. It's not because he bought all my products. It's because he's looking for self-growth and self-improvement. He's not some dusty motherfucker just looking to get some ass. But also to support Supreme, he has impacted my life tremendously. I like that. Good, cool. I've never had a father growing up, so he was the one I always looked to for advice. Okay, that hit me in my chest. Reaper, thank you for that compliment. See, the problem is I'm not a guy that's trying to play the people that listen to me. I'm a decent, honest individual. And when I hear stuff like that, it really does touch me a lot. Supreme, I personally want to thank you for all your help and impacting my life in a very positive way. A little bit about myself. I'm 18 years old. I'm Mexican. And I live in Cali. Right now, good man. I'm a personal trainer and going to school part-time to get my degree. I fucking love it. And he's going to college. And he's a Mexican man. See, when I see a black male or a Mexican male going to college, I applaud that. Because we're the least likely races to succeed. It's our women that are doing better than the men in the area of college, black women and Mexican women, especially here in Sacramento. The head of the Cal State University is a Mexican American, and he's really pushing for his race to go through college. Or at least he was when my son graduated, got his BA degree, I believe it was. Yeah, then he got his master's. Actually, it might have been the master's. No, it was just the regular college degree, which he finished up here. Okay. To get my degree, I got my mind right. He sure in the fuck does. I'm staying on my grind and I'm putting in the work to succeed. And I love it. I need more like Reaper. I also got 2 women on my team. One is a white woman. She is 32 years old. And the other is my main chick. She is a Latina chick. They are both highly educated and have their master's degree. I got their mind, body, and soul on lock. I only go for qualified, intelligent women who have their shit together. Ah, what a blessing. I came here to learn and improve my game and help others who need my help. Here's some proof of my game. This is my main chick, the Latina. She's 34 years old, a teacher. And as Greece says, she's down for the crown. And words to him, okay. Like I was saying, his women are writing him, or this woman writing him. She says, You're right here, and I'm hiding in your chest and looking up at you. What does she mean by looking up at you, fellas? So you got to learn to understand the context of words. That means she's put herself in a submissive position, and she's looking up at her king. Okay? If she had said looking down, that would have been bad. She said looking up. Do you understand, or do you need me to explain it more to you? Ask your questions. Do you know how many times I've fought when I just wanted to be held? So basically, she would act out before brother here, when she needed emotional support or just to be held and comforted, she would act out. Okay, instead of communicating that she needed to be held. She goes, wherever you lead me, boom, I will follow and respect and appreciate you for protecting each step. My trust is yours, my king. And he's younger, a lot younger than her. And he's got her mind down. This is coming from an older woman to a younger brother. I know you will protect my heart. I'm here. My hand is in yours. That's that taking in hand stuff that I love. I never got into BDSM. There's a site called takeninhand.com. Taken, not taking, but takeninhand.com, all one word. He writes, thank you for letting me take your hand and lead the way. I will lead you. And let's go to the next one. It seems to be cut off. And she says, I have no doubt in your power, my captain. How many guys get this from women? But, oh, feeling you claim it does something to me. She's talking about him taking the leadership. Does something to her. Women love a man that will lead. If he's got his business. Remember I said you wanted a business? And he's going to school. So she respects that because that's what a man does. He writes, I see what you're saying, baby. Just making sure there was no doubt when you asked me who is in control. She writes, my king, there is zero doubt. I am yours through and through. Think of the dudes that just try to get a fucking date. Think of the dudes that get all nervous and struggle and have all that bullshit in their heads. And look what this brother is enjoying. He goes, that's good to hear, baby girl. She writes, this mind, body, soul knows who's King Amor. Now that's my Portuguese pronunciation of amor. That means love. She writes, all this, baby. Everything you see, read, hear. Everything you're yet to hold, smell, taste. Everything you sense. What I know I hold. And what is still a mystery to me. All of it is in your hands, my king. Drive safe, mi cielo, mi vida. Looking at your pics and knowing that's my king, you know what that does to me? And he says, everything that is you is mine. You are mine in a... Now, you notice he's doing what I did, which was claim the power. You heard me say to women, you belong to me. You're mine. Women love that. When they have a powerful man that takes ownership of them, Now you have to go back to caveman days, what's programmed in the human race. Let's just go back to Europe, in the caves. A man took ownership of a woman. That released her of her basic instinct to find a man that will protect and provide. It's built hardwired into women. You are mine in a way that nobody will understand. Bam, that's what I used to use also. Her and I are unique, that nobody will understand what we have together. That was one of my favorite things. And I also believe that, by the way. I didn't just say the words. My words always came from inside of me. What does it do? What does it do, you baby? She says, hey, amor. I gotta stop the Portuguese. Amor. In what is Italian? It's amore. Spanish, amor. Portuguese, amor. Hey, amor. How can I put it into words? You melt me. I love that. I love hearing what a woman says, how she describes it. Because that's something you can use back on her. Baby, I want to melt you. I want to strengthen you. I want to draw you into me. Tight. You can say that, reverse it back, guys, and say it to women. Because these are women's words. You melt me. You strengthen me. You draw me to you so tight. You're so much more than your incredible physique, handsome face, charm, and intelligence. Your essence. Women love a man's essence. You guys who might be these dusty dudes, not doing shit for yourselves, fucking with low-life bitches. Bitches ain't got shit. Just because you're getting some pussy, you think you're all that. You got to get good pussy to become all that. Brother Grease, the female, his side bitch, she's a doctor. And that bitch wants him to move in with her and this other female that he's fucking. He's fucking them both together. She wants him to be king of the castle. She continues, and here you grant me the honor of being yours. The honor of being owned. Knowing, now you've heard words like this from the girl that's holding the sign saying property of Player Supreme that I've read before. Right? Knowing you're my king brings me up to you and opens me up, or opens me to only you. To only you. She'll only open her door to only our brother here. Our new brother, Reaper. That's beautiful that you say nobody will understand the way that I'm yours. Did you guys hear that? That is explaining to you that really what I've said about when you pull her into your world that nobody understands. Do you guys understand how special that is? Please don't misuse it. Go out there and start writing the shit. You want it to come from inside of you, though. Let me just continue this. As much as you mean to me, and as much as I inhale you, I'm trying to show you the power words, the power phrases. As I inhale you. And this is a right brain activity that I'm using to pick up on this. You've got to learn to use your right brain, fellas, especially you left brain guys. And you right brain guys who don't use your power need to learn to use that power. I know what it is to be yours. But only you know what it is to have me. And that's where I would have pimped her brain a little bit. tell her what it's like having her in my bed, having her beneath me, taking my direction, having her as my female, owned. Hold on. Get the fuck in here. One more second, fellas. Fat bastard came in. He's so finicky about coming in. You know, you hold the door open for him, he just sits there. Like, what the fuck you come to the door for? You don't want to come in. Okay. Sorry about that. And I'm not going to edit it out. Because that means I got to go through the whole thing and search for that. So continuing. But only you know what it is to have me. I'm going to try to be in bed in the next 30 minutes. Amor, I teach tomorrow. AM, and want to be at school at 7. Her next message, how was your work today? And he writes back to her, our bond is tight. Yes, he's pimping her mind. I got to hold my head for a moment. Because when a brother understands what I'm teaching and does it, this is the results you get. You see Mr. International's post of his starter hoe. He took my 7 steps slowly, as you guys saw him posting each chapter. And look at his starter hoe. Really pretty Latina. This brother has been listening to me since he was 18, bought all the stuff I put out, has changed his life. He listened to the other stuff about becoming successful, became a personal trainer. Our bond is tight, baby. Once I made you mine, all your fears and self-doubt melted away. In its place, I will show you the strength you've always had. Watch your own evolution. Watch as you leave your old self and become all mine. You should be honored. I chose you to be mine. Keep telling me how I'd make you feel, who owns you, and how I have absolute power over you. How you're all mine and your only desire is to please and serve me. And this is where he's gathering further information for the group here. Be careful of doing that too much, Reaper, because it gets kind of old. You know, you shouldn't need her accolades all the time like that. You know, keep telling me, because then it could make him up as being a little bit insecure. I know you're gathering information to show us, you know, your power over her. I can see it, you know, in your structure of your words there. You proved your game, brother. Even to the noobs who can't even understand what we're talking about. They would love to have a woman like that. She writes, that is my only desire, amor. And amor means love. I guess in the Latin language, they don't say my love as much, or she's not saying it. It should be mi amor. In Portuguese, mein amor. The changes in Italian, it would be mi amore. The changes I make are so that I can be best version of me to you. Listen now. Imagine you had a girl that said, serving you. Do you know if he wanted to get a blowjob, he'll go over like I used to with the girl holding the sign saying Property Player Supreme, lay down on the bed, and she gave some bodacious head. Bodacious. And she would suck every drop out and swallow it. What's the difference between love and what's the next one up? Let's just say this level that he's at And I submit to you the difference between like, love, and owning or unconditional love is this: spit, swallow, and gargle. When you own a bitch, she will gargle your spew if you tell her to. But you shouldn't have to. She should love swallowing your seed. There are females that love to give head. But anyways, a version of me to you, serving you, pleasing you, in your arms, to see you look at me with pride, to make you proud of. Your choice and live up to being your selection every day. Now, he can bring her heaven or hell with his words. Look how much he owns her. Heaven or hell. With the girl holding the sign, when I gave her hell, she would have diarrhea. Her stomach would get so upset. She would be shaking. And so I put her back in that state of comfort. The small and big changes in my life are dedicated to you. You own every bit of me, amor. All you need to do is ask, and it is done, and it's done. Your power over me has no limits because you are the only and the only king of my being. I don't tell you what to do to my body, to my senses, how you have reset my sexual rhythm to bring in sync with yours. I don't tell you that because my sensuality is yours to ignite when you decide is right for us. So she sits and waits. I appreciate all the changes, he says, you are making for me. I'm happy that you want to become a better person. Each day I do look at you with pride. Knowing what I see makes me proud. She says, because I yield to your authority, because I am at your feet, and you are my king. How many guys are just daters? You daters. You will never get this. Because you're too cowardly to own. You're too programmed by your mommies to be these nice guys, by society. You got to go out and pay for dates. And then you might get a kiss by the third date. By the sixth date, you might get some tongue action. You daters. My market's so small because few people really want this. I accept these changes. I let the energy flow through me and reabsorb it until you tell me I can let go. One of the biggest ways I honor you in my life is by never challenging the claims you've made to me implicitly and explicitly. Claims you've made over me. I live to please you, so let me go to the next one. Knowing I am making you proud makes me happy, mi Silo. There's a singer by the name of Silo also. Sailo? I guess I asked Jovina how to pronounce that. Cielo. He writes, perfect baby girl, you are under my authority. You have given yourself to me, your body, your mind, your heart, your obedience, your gratitude, and your devotion. How would everybody communicates differently, and my answer would have been different than his. And honor your own answers, because he did everything correctly. You have given yourself to me, and under my hand, I will shape you into the woman you are meant to be. And she says, amor. This brother showed up representing. His face looks familiar. I think. Actually, I'm thinking of someone else who's Mexican American. Reaper, welcome to the forum. Your help would be appreciated. I need more brothers here who are good at the game. I'm putting out the call to all my brothers who are good at the game, so beginners can come here and get proper training, who were trained by me. Now, I don't want dudes that learned some PUA shit coming to my forum trying to spout that shit. They get run off anyway. PUAs have tried that stuff, guys who are obviously working for like RSD. They tried to come to my forum and hunt for members to go to their place, and they got ran off. Every last one of them. So I'm proud of my members for shooting down the PUA stuff, because what I'm teaching is a whole different level of game. I mean, to reach the top of your game and own females, to get to live like a king versus a PUA. A PUA gets. Have you ever heard of PUAs owning females? Any of them? Just name one that's owned a female like this player has. Can anybody name one? You haven't seen that from Owen. Owen had a conversation with me that lasted an hour on how to own a bitch. You haven't seen that from Mystery. You haven't seen that from any of them. Because they're all about the Playboy lifestyle. Go out, look up on some ass, fuck it, and usually, as I said, their sex sucks so bad, these bitches don't want them to come back unless they're good looking. So they don't focus on the skills that I push. You know, having some flavor to your personality, being able to fuck. Those two combined right there will keep a bitch addicted to you or stick by your side so you don't want to go anywhere else. You know how many flavorless dudes are out there? Let's just take mainstream society. How many flavorless brothers out there doing the old in and out? So when a dude has some flavor and he can fuck, that's a rare thing out there. When a dude comes in mind fucking and delivering the skills in the bedroom and taking ownership, that is even rarer, more rare than anything on the planet, as I said many years ago. That's why I got the success I had with women, because they had never met anybody like me. And they were white chicks, yes, a lot of them, but some of them were sisters, mulattoes, Latinas, and my favorite were actually not. This is a toss-up between. My favorite were Latinas, either full or half. I like the mixture of the half. Like I like the mixture of mulattoes. And that's back when I had the white supremacy in me. I didn't learn about that until I got into this community, into the Black conscious community, that what caused me to go for light-skinned sisters, even though the prettiest one I ever seen was a dark-skinned sister, but was white supremacy. And I see it in the elements of my childhood with my dad. So who owns their females except people coming out of here? I haven't seen that with any other instructors out there. But I don't really pay attention to what they do, but maybe you guys do, and maybe you could come report back. Let me know who else the students end up with this kind of power over the women. And I demand proof of game. So next, for Brother Reaper, is to pitch in. Pitch in. I'm sick. I've been vomiting almost every day because there's so much mucus in my stomach. Our heater actually is broke. It broke again. We thought it was fixed. We put the new filter in there. Nah, there's a problem with it. And I'm actually better because obviously, as I said, the problem's coming from the heater. But I turn the heater on so Jovina isn't freezing, and I'm not freezing. It's a toss-up. But the coughing is almost gone away. So obviously, I need to get out of this house. I'm in a situation where her brother depends on our rent. Otherwise, he'd lose his property here. He wouldn't be able to get anybody in here quickly enough. All this situation, and I'd feel bad. I've been wanting to move for a long time, but I can't really financially afford it right now. I've withdrawn myself from life as I've gotten sicker. I've withdrawn in my offline business and my online business. I'm not reaching out there like I should. I'm not putting myself in front of new people that can come to my site or channel. So my goal is to next fall be on the road for weeks at a time and then come back home so that I get a break from what's this house. Also, I want to do that during the summertime. That's why I'm building out the back of my truck in case certain things don't happen. I got to have a backup plan so I can still get out there. So that I can get away from the HVAC unit here. Unfortunately, I built myself, as I always noticed in my life, I always build a cage. I always build myself into a cage. And that's something I'm going to have to look at while I'm on the road to analyze, why do I do that? I feel like I'm in a cage. The game is about your life, okay? You can learn from the good and the bad of my life, which I hope to teach. The good and the bad. Not just, all good. Because life is up and down, fellows. Life will bring you challenges. And it's up to you to figure out the challenge and overcome it. Because it'll make you a better and stronger man. If you don't overcome your challenges, they'll keep coming back at you. And you'll learn that the hard way. A lot of you guys who are left brain, you don't believe life can do stuff like that. Well, if you look at it like your subconscious mind or your overconscious mind wants you to be a better person, make you a stronger person, because it knows. If you look at the different consciousness that scientists have talked about, you have your overconscious, your consciousness, your subconscious. Your overconscious is more of your spiritual side. And that's where I'm headed for the next phase, or for the last phase of my life. I'm 57. I'm on the way down into death. That's the next major thing, is my death. And before you reach that, as people do, like they become more religious in their older days. I guess it's like putting in that bid. You ran buck wild for most of your life and all that stuff, and then you're putting in your bid, so maybe if there is a heaven. But for me, it's part of as I try to explain, the growth of the chakra system. The chakra system is portrayed as your path of life. So when I see a player like this who's young, who's working the stages of his life, I can only applaud him. And I applaud you, Reaper. Good job there, brother. Peace, everybody.